Hello! Welcome to Stampin' by Hannah here on Facebook and YouTube if you're watching the replay. I'm back with some Facebook Live. I haven't done a Facebook Live for... it's been a really long time, hasn't it? It might even be something like 6 months. No, maybe not that long. February? Maybe February the last one. So lots has happened since then. I had a baby in May. She's called Neve. She is, I'm a bit biased, but she is she's got that squishy, cute, lots of fat going on, and she's gorgeous. She's out today with her dad because in about 20 minutes she's got her first set of injections. I don't do well with needles, so James went, I'll take her and then she won't get the fear. So she's gone off to do that with James, and they're going to do some shopping and all sorts of stuff today. They've got loads of things planned because James does that. I'm really lucky that James just sort of goes, you've got work to do. Go on, I'll take leave out. You get to sit in the office. So I've actually got quite a lot done. I feel a bit guilty because you see all these mummies going, I've got no time. No, I've got loads of time. I've got James. He wants to take her all the time, and I don't have to do anything. I just have to provide milk and then leave them to it. So I haven't done any Facebook Live for a while because I've been kind of a bit busy with that. That's awful, isn't it? My daughter. I've been a bit busy with my daughter. But like I said, she's off out today. So I thought I would pop in and do a Facebook Live because I've missed it. I really enjoy doing these and I hope you enjoy watching them. So we've got a lot going on in July. I'm going to catch you up in a little bit. I thought that I've got one really pretty card to make with you. Before I get going, I just want to remind you that we've got a new catalogue. I have a bunch of these sitting in my office. If you haven't got one and you want one, just let me know. Drop me a message is the easy way to do it with your address, and I can pop one in the post for you this week. I'm at the post office tomorrow, which is Wednesday, so if you want one, just let me know. That's not a problem. I don't charge for catalogues either, so if you want one, let me know. Not a problem. There are 2 offers from Stampin' Up this month. There is bonus days, which I think is amazing, where you get, every time you spend £45 in July, you get a voucher to spend in August. So, and it comes by email, so you can't lose it, which is ace, because I would lose things like that. I've got one already, and I flagged them in my inbox so I can find them again. And then we've got extra, which is the joining promotion. So if you are thinking about becoming a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would urge you to, because I have a lot of fun doing it. Even if you just want to be a happy shopper, we get at least 20% discount on everything we spend in this fabulous catalogue. And in July and I think August, you pay £99 and you get to choose £155 worth of stuff of your choice, completely whatever you like out of there, absolutely anything you like, which is pretty cool. So there's that. And I've got some events in July as well, but I'll tell you about that while I'm crafting, because I have got a really pretty card for you today. Would you like to see it? Should I turn you around? Can you tell this is the first day I've had makeup on in about 8 weeks, and I've probably put a bit too much lippy on, haven't I? But hey, never mind. Right, I'm going to turn you around. Stop waffling about my own lipstick. Here we go. So I have got this card for you today using the gorgeous Magnolia Lane stamp set and die bundle. Let me just quickly adjust this camera before I start, because otherwise it'll wind me up. I think that's going to stay. So I have got so the Magnolia Lane. I call it Magnolia Lane. Magnolia Lane is the designer series paper. The stamp set is called Good Morning Magnolia. It is stunning. Look at that. It's just gorgeous. I could stamp this all day and just stare at it. It's just, So, and there's some really nice sentiments in here as well. So that's the stamp set. And then the dies, fab. So we've got a die for that great big flower. We've got some kind of random ones. We've got loads of like little leaves. So, and Stampin' Up are starting to do this now, where they'll put 2 of the same die in. It's so much quicker to die cut things because you get 2 every time. Ace. So that is the Good Morning Magnolia bundle. Now, I've got 2 events running in July, and they both use this stamp and die bundle. I have my retreat in a box, which doesn't include the stamps and the dies, unfortunately, because I'm trying to keep the cost down for you. So it doesn't actually include the stamps and the dies, but there's a full kit of designer series paper and cardstock and embellishments and ribbons, and there's some acetate boxes in there and all sorts of envelopes, loads of stuff, and 10 exclusive projects. So this is a bit of a sneak peek of one, although this isn't in there because obviously I'm sharing it with you, so I don't want people to pay for it because I've shared it with you already. So there's a card that's in a similar vein to this in there. There's 4 cards, there's some memory keeping, there's some 3D items, and there is a fabulous home decor piece. Wonderful sampler in there, all exclusive to the retreat in a box. Then I've also got my Crafternoon for Mind. Mind are a charity that I absolutely love and support just all year round. I have been a Pause for Mind subscription box subscriber since it launched. I've had to pause it. I've paused my pause box while I'm on maternity leave, but I regularly donate to Mind and do a lot for them. And I thought I would do a Crafternoon. So that is on the 28th of July. All the information will be, if you're watching after the live, it'll be up here on Facebook, or it'll be down there on YouTube, and I'll put all the links and everything there for you to find all that information. So shall we make a card? I love this. It's really pretty. And I've got, there's a bit of blending, a bit of Stampin' Blends on here as well. So shall we get going? I have got, in my little pile of crafty goodness, I've got a card base in Early Espresso. I'm going to just fold that in half and make sure it's nice and flat using my bone folder. There we go. I've got a layer of Very Vanilla. Now, if you want to know any of the measurements I use, there is a page on my blog called Standard Card Measurements, and I think it's under the About Me section, but I will try and remember to link that as well, because I haven't linked that for you for a while. I've then got 2 of the Stitch Nested Labels dies. These are my absolute must-have in the annual catalogue. They are just fabulous. You get heaps of dies in the pack, and they, like the name suggests, they nest inside each other, which is pretty cool. But also you've got a strip along the edge, so if you wanted to just have that bit on a card, you can then run this die like along there, so you've still got that stitched edge all the way around, which I think is very neat. So I've got 2 of those, one in Very Vanilla and one in Early Espresso, and then I've also gone ahead already and die cut 3 of the leaves. These are the big leaves. Look at them, they're just stunning. They're in Early Espresso as well. And I have got a scrap of Very Vanilla. So let's do a little bit of stamping and colouring first, I think. So, because I'm going to colour with Stampin' Blends, I'm stamping with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I could, to be fair, stamp with my Early Espresso because it's a water-based ink, it shouldn't run, but I'm going to stick with Memento. You can't actually tell, I don't think, that that's brown ink and that's black ink. I think it works. It all just works. So I'm going to stamp this little Magnolia bud 3 times. Once, twice, and again. Like that. And then I've got 2 of my Stampin' Blends that I'm going to colour these in with. So, it's kind of a hint of colour. I do this with blends a lot. I don't tend to colour the whole image. I just kind of add little bits of colour because my blending isn't very good, I've got to admit. So I've got light floaty flamingo and light shaded spruce. The blends that come with the Magnolia Lane bundle, you can buy the whole suite together. You get So Saffron, I think. Which I have got coming this week, and I've also ordered the Mossy Meadow ones as well, because I haven't got like a proper leafy green. This isn't quite the right colour, but I'm going to go with it because it's all I've got. So I'm just going to add a hint of colour to these, just kind of, yeah, making like little movements with my pen just at the base of the petals just to give a kind of a hint of something. I have no idea if Magnolias come in pink. I don't really think I've ever seen one. I don't know. I'm not a very flowery person. We bought a house in December, and so we finally got a garden. Never had a garden. Been married to my husband 4 years. I haven't ever had a garden. Lived with him for 8 years. Never had a garden. Lived in flats the whole time. So I'm not very good on horticulture. I will try. I will get there one day. So I'm going to add a little hint of green to the leaves as well. And I just think it's without going kind of over the top, it's a nice way of just that little hint of something. You don't need to kind of go all in to make it really pretty. I know it's a nice way of using blends and colouring really quickly. Aren't they pretty? So in the die set that goes with this stamp set, there is a die that matches. So I am going to I'm still here, but I am just off because I'm going to die cut these with my Big Shot. Now, we don't have a die cutting machine in the Stampin' Up catalogue anymore. There is a replacement coming apparently, but it's not been released as yet. I don't know anything about it at all. But I'm hoping that we'll find out something about it shortly. In the meantime, the Stampin' Up dies all run beautifully through your Big Shot or your Cuttlebug or any of those machines that accept thin dies. So yeah, the Spellbinders will have one. Loads of companies do kind of thin die cutting machines. This is embarrassing. This is the state of my cutting mat, and it is now so bad that when I die cut things stick to it. So I'm just going to have to use my Take-A-Pick tool to pull that off. I do have a replacement set of plates that I really should be using by now. I've had them about 2 years, and yeah. It's just that they're so pretty, brand new, that I don't want to get them messy. It's really silly, really silly. But yeah, that's just how I roll. So I'm going to run that through as well. So I've then got 3 of those Magnolia buds. That's stuck as well. It's good, isn't it, when you've got die cut stuck there. Yeah, I really do need to change my plates. So, right. Then I'm going to bring all my card pieces back in. So the next thing is to do the background, and that is that big, gorgeous Magnolia stamp. Now, the confession to make, I am using contraband products because I haven't ever bought the big Stampin' Up block. So Stampin' Up blocks look like this. They're nice and thick. They've got that lovely groove all the way around, so they're really nice and easy to hold. I've never bought one, but I do have this one from Paper Mania, so I apologise that I haven't got the right one, but never mind. I'm going to ink this up with early espresso ink. Now, normally I would take my ink. With a big stamp like this, I tend to do it the other way around. And I'm going to stamp that once in that corner. Look at it, it's just beautiful. Like, you could colour this with blends and it would look really pretty. And I might watercolour it at some point as well. But just stamped, just as it is, I just think it's gorgeous. Look at it, it's just, oh, lovely. And then while I've got that early espresso out, I am going to stamp our sentiment as well. So I've got one of those stitched nested labels and the thanks stamp. I'm going to stamp that in the middle. I would normally suggest that you stamp first and then die cut. It is easier to do it that way. The only reason I'm not is because I don't want to be doing too much die cutting on Facebook Live, because otherwise you kind of, yeah, I can't get my Big Shot in. It's awkward. So, yeah, I'm waffling again. So I'm good at it though, I'm really good at waffling. So let's put this card together. Like I said, I've got my base of early espresso. And I'm going to take my snail and pop snail on the back of there. So that will sit nicely on the front. Then, oh, I've got a itchy nose. Oh, I'm going to pop the kind of the bigger of the nested labels straight down onto the card base like that, slightly in the kind of centrally but off to one side. Then I want one of the Magnolia flowers. I'm going to pop that one like that. I'm going to pop the other two up on dimensionals. So this is kind of, it's not awkward, but there's a sequence to me doing this. So I've got one dimensional on the back of one, and I've got two dimensionals on the back of the other. Then I want two dimensionals on the back of the sentiment piece. So if I line everything up, I can then see where that sentiment piece is going, and I can decide where I want to put these two flowers. So I want to tuck it in underneath, you see. So if I put that one there, I can then take the backing off those ones, line that back up like that, and then I can take the backing off that Magnolia like that. Isn't that really pretty? I love this stamp set. Then I just need to pop these leaves on. Now, there are a few ways that you could adhere these leaves. You could take some Tombow and sponge the back. That would be easy enough. What I tend to do is, because that leaf isn't going to go straight on my card base, I'm going to tuck it in underneath. I use mini glue dots. So, I did this in a video the other day. This kind of corner here is the most solid bit of the leaf. So I'm going to pop the glue dot on there. Now, you can see that glue dot underneath, but you're not going to be able to see it because it's going to be tucked underneath the flowers. So it'll be okay. I stick those onto my glue dots, and I always do this with glue dots, where I leave the glue dots on the roll and I stick what I'm sticking to the glue dot, and then I'll take my take-a-pick and I can lift that up. I can then move that around wherever I want it to go, and then I can stick it back down. I'm going to take it off there because I want to tuck this one underneath here, just like that. That's one. The other two are a bit easier because they're up on dimensionals already. So I want the one there, and then this last one I tuck in under here. And you see, you can't tell there's glue dots under there because they're hidden away. And then to finish, I thought I would add basically a load of rhinestones. There's 5 on this one, but I'm going to rhinestone this until I think it's finished. So I'm going to put one in the top corner. I'm going to go diagonally down because we've sort of created that diagonal line already, and I'm going to go along with that. I always add rhinestones in odd numbers. So 3, 5, 7 looks best. Your eye likes odd numbers, so we think that's aesthetically pleasing. So I'll put one there. That's 5. Maybe a couple more. A bit more bling. Never hurt anybody, did it? So while I'm just doing this, I just want to remind you again about my Retreat in a Box and my Crafting in Mind. The booking for both of them closes on Sunday, so if you want to join in with those, do just let me know. I will be sending the first batch of invoices out this afternoon, because I've got a free house and I might as well use it to my advantage. So that is my really sweet little thank you card using the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set. Before I go, I do have a list. Let me just check that I've told you the right thing. So bonus days, every time you spend £45 in July, you get a bonus days coupon to spend in August. If you spend £45 as well, you'll also get my Code Club class for free, along with the card kit that goes with it. So if you, my Code Club class is free every month if you use the hostess code, which I will put in the description of this video when I finished. If you spend £25, you get the PDF download of 4 cards, and if you spend £45, you get the PDF download of the 4 cards and all the cardstock and designer series paper and embellishments and things to make those 4 cards. This month's stamp set is the Butterfly Gala stamp set. I did have them handy. So this isn't one of the cards, but this is the sort of thing that we're going to make. They're nice, simple, all occasion cards, and I mean, they're just beautiful stamps. I love those. So that's that. Extra is that fabulous joining offer, where you get, it's usually 56 pounds worth of free Stampin' Out product, which I think is awesome. And as well, you also get a coupon. You get another coupon next month. I think it's £8. So if you spent, so there's that. Then there's Retreat in a Box and Crafting for mine, both using the fabulous Magnolia Lane suite. So, lovely. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. I will stop waffling and let you get back to whatever it is you're doing. A quick 20-minute live today, so I can catch up on everything else I've got to do whilst Neve and James are out. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know if you'd like to see something in particular on Facebook Live. And I will see you again really soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.